this guest is a comedian and an actor. You've seen him on TikTok, where he entertains over 1.7 million people as angry retail guy. He also plays a paramedic named Tom in the film Cocaine Bear, which is out in theaters right now. Scott Cease, welcome to the Filmcast. Scott, woo!
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I've been listening to this podcast since I was in high school.
Oh no!
Wow. So you're 35 years old, Scott?
That's correct. Exactly.
My question, Scott, to start with is, how did you come to be cast in Cocaine Bear? Let's start with how this project hit your radar.
So here's how it happened. So Cocaine Bear. So like you said, the retail stuff went super viral. Someone who wasn't me took them off of TikTok and put them onto Twitter, and it just completely exploded. And it was just a random meme account. And whoever it was, I swear to God, I owe them a fruit basket or something like that, because what happened was, Elizabeth Banks and Max Handelman, her husband and producing partner, just saw my TikToks and thought they were hilarious. They just loved them. And Max was really the one who was like, we should put this guy in mortal danger. We should kill his ass, So what happened was they reached out to the casting director, and the casting director's assistant sent me a Facebook message, and it went directly to my spam folder on Facebook. And I had a moment where I thought, no, I just need to check everything that's coming in just so I don't miss anything. So I dug through my spam, and it was I think it had been days and days since I got the message. And all I saw was in all caps, it just said the word cocaine. So I was like, that's definitely spam, and just kept scrolling, I was like, no need to look at that. But I clicked it, and I saw Elizabeth Banks, Phil Lord, and Christopher Miller. And I thought, oh my God, please, tell me I didn't miss this.
So Scott, you're telling me that if you hadn't checked your Facebook spam folder,
yes,
you wouldn't have been in Cocaine Bear as one of the leading characters of the film.
How horrifying of a thought is that? That is so scary that if I had not done that. So everyone check their spam, literally.
If you're waiting for a job offer reply, check everything. All your
true.
Oh my gosh.
It's true. LinkedIn, you never know.
So you book the part.
Yes.
Very exciting. And then you go to shoot the movie, and what was the experience of being on set? I'm so curious about how did the bear work? Because obviously it's a CG creation, but I assume there was also practical effects. So
yes.
So how many days did you shoot for this movie?
We shot in Ireland, first of all. So when they said that, my wife and I, we quit our jobs and just immediately went to Ireland to film this movie. We were so pumped.
This is a movie set in Georgia?
That's correct.
And it's shot in Ireland?
Hey, listen, I ain't complaining. It was very fun.
Yeah. Nothing makes sense anymore. What?
You're I'm a local hire now. Look at me, I'm a local hire.
So we went to Ireland to shoot, and got to the set. So the bear was played by a very amazing, talented New Zealand actor named Alan Henry, who trained under Andy Serkis in motion capture acting. And he was terrifying. He would wear these kind of prosthetics so he could stand on all fours and sprint as the bear on all fours. And it was pretty amazing. But he was a very cool guy. I was asking him all kinds of stuff. I was like, so what else have you done? And he goes, well, I had a part in Kong versus Godzilla or whatever. And I was like, oh, who do you play? And he goes, I was King Kong. I go, oh, wow, that's incredible. That's
a small
amazing.
part,
The titular role,
the titular role in that and this. So very cool guy. But also I love horror movies and action movies and all that kind of stuff. So I was very excited that a lot of what we were doing was using practical effects. I'm in the ambulance. I was actually harnessed into the back of an ambulance, and they took it out on the road. There was a stunt driver driving it up and down the street, and there's a truck following behind us as the bear, and Elizabeth Banks was in like shotgun, like shouting direction as I'm like hanging out onto the road. It was a blast, man.
Amazing.
It's so good.
And then
you got to
the-
work with Margot Martindale.
Holy shit.
One of the greatest
Steam
character
character
actors
actor.
of our
Yeah.
generation,
beloved
right?
character actor Margot Martindale.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's right.
let me tell you, when I heard that it was going to be Margot Martindale in the ambulance with me, I almost shit myself. I was like, I'm from TikTok. You're going to put me with Margot Martindale, the best character actress of all time. I was such a fan of her, and we just like completely hit it off. She's so funny. Took me like under her wing. Like, was giving me like advice and everything, and she's just incredible. Like seriously, I loved working with her. Her and Kyan Kim, who's my other paramedic, who we just became like super fast friends. And all three of us just ended up having a lot of chemistry with each other, which I think was, really fun because we got to improvise a lot through the ambulance chase. And it was just a blast. The first time I met Margot was I was doing the shot where she's strapped into the ambulance and my character's running after the ambulance, right? And we get there, and I had a stunt double named Adam. He's an incredible guy, super cool dude. I kept saying he looked like me if I went through puberty, like at any time. And they had to literally like shave. He had such a hairy chest. They were like, "That's not. No one's going to believe that's you." So they had to shave his chest and put me next to him to be like, match his 3 chest hairs, make sure they're the same.
While he's staring at you, like I spent years growing this.
Yes,
Shave it for
exactly.
this role.
Stunt was shaving the chest.
Yes, they just shave his chest there. So we get there, and he's doing the thing where he has to run and jump into the back of an ambulance. And they say, we want to have you watch this to see if you think that you can do something like this. And I said, okay. And I think, maybe there's going to be a device that's reeling him in or something, or, maybe he's jumping off a trampoline or whatever. No, the ambulance takes off, and this guy just sprints after a moving vehicle and dives in the back. Just dives in the back completely, just like another day at work. And everyone turned around and said, "There's no way you can do that." And I said, "Yes, you're right. You're goddamn right. No one should be able to do that. That's impossible." And so what they had me do was they were like, "Okay, we're going to have you run just in a straight line towards the ambulance. All you have to do is run across a flat piece of terrain." And I was like, "No problem. Let me get in there." And so I meet Margot. She's like, "Hi, like, nice to meet you. Like, this is our first take together." They have her in the back of the ambulance. They say action. I run towards her. I take 3 steps and face plant on the ground, like literally tumble over. Couldn't even run in a straight fucking line. Like,
had one job.
I eat shit immediately. And Elizabeth Banks runs out, and she's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I stand up and give a thumbs up, and she goes, "That was fucking hilarious." And like everyone was losing it. But yeah, I think Margot kind of like, that was like endearing to her. She was like, "Oh, this guy commits,"
You mentioned that she
Amazing.
kind of took you under her wing, gave you some advice. Was there any advice that she gave you that like you still remember, or that was really particularly helpful for you?
I mean, she was just very helpful in keeping us focused on playing like the reality of the scene, and being mindful of like, using your whole body and like making noise. There were, I think, a couple moments where maybe Kai and I would kind of be like holding a little bit, and Margot is so good at, like, you see in the movie, she's doing all this kind of like, "You bastard," like constantly kind of making noise, like really feeling it through her whole body. And so that was helpful. And then just like general stuff about, who are the people on set? Like, what are their jobs?
Right.
Who are the people to, that will help you the most? And
Where are you going to get your food? Whose chest hair are you going to shave?
whose chest hair are you going to shave?
The standard questions,
Yeah, so she kind of guided me through the whole thing, and it was just, she was just amazing.
At one point in the scene, you get into the ambulance with Margot.
Yes.
And you're like screaming at her, I believe, if I recall correctly.
That's right.
I was just like, I remember watching the movie being like, wow, man, Scott got to scream at Margot Martindale. That's amazing.
A dream we all have.
What a
That's
blessing.
true. We all have. Yeah. She was game for anything, like we were allowed to improvise and kind of go crazy. And, it's funny, like, I'm screaming at her, but she's screaming back. Like, I'm like, shoot the bear. And my favorite bit is when she calls me a dumbass and tells me to shut up. That's my favorite bit of the whole movie.
Spoiler for what happens to Scott's character in the movie, but he does meet an untimely end at the hands of the cocaine bear, unfortunately.
That's right.
There is an amazing sequence where the bear attacks you, and then you kind of like are thrown into, close to the driver's area, and then you lift your arm, and I
Yes.
believe it's just a stump of an arm. The
No,
bear
it's the
has
floppy hand. Doesn't he
The
have a
floppy
floppy
hand
hand?
falls off.
the hand has been ripped off, basically, right?
That's right.
So what was that? I assume they used special effects for that, right? Like what?
Yes.
What was filming that?
His arm is still messed up right now.
Your arm
Yeah.
still looks like it's there. So
They said, "Are you comfortable with your actual arm getting cut off?" I said, anything you want to do. So it was like something practical again. They made a prosthetic arm that looked like my own, and it looked so real. And so what's happening in there is, I have the prosthetic arm attached to me with a detachable hand, and the whole thing is connected by like a metal rod that goes up through the arm and into the hand. And so in the shot, I get thrown back and I lift the prosthetic up, and with my other hand that's off camera, I pulled out the rod so my hand would fall. So I was like controlling kind of the timing of
you made
the
it
hand.
happen. You made it happen.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Actor, comedian, puppeteer.
that's right.
Hand puppeteer.
Jack of all trades.
Incredible.
Yeah, man. It was super fun, and it looked real. Everyone on set was like, the makeup artist, they would have to put like blood on it, and they were always going like, this is hurt. Like, they were like, "Am I scratching you?" And I go, "That's not my real arm. My real arm's down here."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then when the bear like finally like pops up, they were kind of it was like we did save that to the end because they wanted me to kind of go crazy with the prosthetic and kind of wave around the hand that was like trying to smack the bear with the hand that's falling off. And so because we only had one, so they were like, "Be careful with the hand. Do not destroy this." And then the last shot, we finally got to just do like.
Yeah.
It's so gruesome. It's so visceral, like that moment with the, and then there's a part where you're like leaning on the ground with the hand too, and it's like
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah.
My mom hates it. My mom can't watch it.
I mean, you got one of the best kills, in the movie, for
Yes.
sure, which is amazing. Also, Margot Martindale got a really good kill as well, which is just like.
I think hers is my favorite of the whole thing. That's the one where you hear everyone kind of go, "Oh!" like asphalt dragging along.
That was a clip from the Filmcast After Dark. To get access to the whole episode, go to patreon.com/filmpodcast. You can sign up for ad-free episodes as well as exclusive After Darks. You can find the regular podcast at thefilmcast.com. And of course, like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.